are you going to do? Okay. When I'm speaking, what are you going to do?
Vacuum.
As you're sitting there, how are you going to sit?
Like a star.
Okay. If one of you doesn't follow expectations, the whole group will not get to watch the webcast. And I'm not playing. I will hold to that. Okay? Axel, you need to have a seat. Okay, so we're switching gears a little bit today. The last 2 days before the field trip, we talked about cause and effect. The reason we talked about cause and effect is so that we can better understand what we're reading when we read nonfiction texts. What is nonfiction again? Jeremy?
Nonfiction
When it's real. It's not a story. It's a real passage or article. You're right. Okay? So we're going to learn about something else today that also helps us understand when we read nonfiction. Okay? The whole reason we learn anything in reading, Max, please do that, is so that we can better understand it. Okay? And actually learn something from what we read. Okay? So today you're going to learn how to determine the author's point of view. Point of view is something that we'll see a lot of questions on when we take tests or when we write papers. And we need to understand what the author's point of view and how it's different from our own point of view. Yes, Sterling? Go get a tissue. Okay, so today you're going to be able to tell the author's point of view and how it's different, and we'll build on this. We won't do it all today, but eventually you'll be able to understand how your point of view, or what you think about a topic, is different from what the author thinks, okay? So, point of view. Point of view, or sometimes it's called perspective. We have 3 different kinds. First person, I, me, my, you, okay? That's when the story or article, okay, it could be a story, it could be fiction, or it could be nonfiction, is told by the person that's involved, okay? So, let's see, think back. Can you guys think of a story that we've read recently that's told in the first person, that's told by the character? 2 of you? 3 of you? 4 of you? 5 of you? Janaya. Rachel? That was our Going West? Was it told from her perspective? Was Rachel speaking?
Yes.
No. Everybody should be tracking Janaya right now. Melanie, do you guys agree?
Agree.
Agree. How do we know it's told from first person, or the character's perspective, the character that's involved? How do we know, Isaiah? Turn and track Isaiah. Yes, it's Melanie's voice. It has eyes in it. You guys are writing it as if you're Melanie, okay? Then we have second person, which is when a narrator, someone outside of the story, speaks directly to you. So if I wrote a story or an article that was talking to you guys about how you need to behave on the floor, then I would write it as second person. Students, you need to show stars when you're on the floor. Stars means to have your hands in your laps, your voice is off, and your eyes on the speaker at all times. Another part of stars is that you have to sit up straight. Slouching makes you not pay attention as well. Okay? So that's for the second person. I'm telling you something. Okay? When you read it and the author is telling you something, and it has the yous and the you'll and the yours, that is when it's second person. Then we have third person, and that's when a narrator, that's not a character in the story, it's a narrator, like someone speaking in the sky maybe, is telling the story about characters. He uses words like he, she, it, him, her, or the names. Like if you said, Michelle went to the store today, and she was missing her money, and so she couldn't buy her groceries. That's third person. Someone else is talking about Melanie, and it's not, or talking about Michelle, and it's not her. Okay. Can you guys think of an example of a third person story that we've read recently? Anthony? Everybody track Anthony.
She said it was his fault.
Okay, but I'm asking about an example, something that we've read recently that is in third person. Or maybe just something that you've read. Okay, that is a sentence in third person. Can anyone think about a story that we've read recently, or an article that we've read recently, that's in the third person? Zine. Everybody track Zine. Skinny bones. Yeah, I guess there is a narrator in Skinny Bones.
Elementary?
No, it's Skinny Bones is from, what's his name's perspective? I heard something that I like. Helga's Adventures. Okay, I want you to turn and talk with a partner about how, wait till I say go. All eyes should be on me still. All eyes. I want, when I say go, you're going to turn and talk with a partner about how do you know that Helga's Adventures is written in third person? You can use this up here. How do you know that Helga's Adventures is written in third person? Turn and talk.
She said turn and talk. Because
Catherine, move.
How do we know Helga's Adventures?
So I was in Cool Harmony because we were going to do parents. Because I was going to do guided writing with them. So do you want me to just bring it back out a little bit? Okay. So yeah, we'll be in bed. Okay, cool.
It's these guys today. I know. I miss this one. I miss it so much.
This one is not. It's not funny. No, it's not funny. We're gonna call home. I already had it.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you. I've been so.
No, it's okay. I know his mom. She'll email me.
1, 2, 3, eyes on
I'm
me.
gonna email her.
eyes on you.
Focused.
If he gets a little swirly, but small is usually okay. Usually.
Most of the time.
No waiting for everyone to show me stars. All eyes on you. Okay. I'm going to read a little part, the first part of Helga's Adventures, and then you guys are going to point out, since you've already talked to your partner, how do you know that this is in third person? Okay? Javier, I need you to listen. Helga searched her house for things she could use on her journey. She found a rope, some food, and a map. She placed these things carefully into her pack. How do we know? Angel. Everybody track Angel. She's saying she instead of I. What else? Tyla. Everybody track Tyla.
It says Helga was looking for things to take on her journey.
It said her name also. What else, Anthony? Everybody track Anthony.
She found some food and rope.
She found. There you go. See, it's pretty easy. If you guys forget, I made a handy dandy little chart like on the screen right back here. Wow. Does everyone see it?
That's so awesome.
It's so awesome. So now if you forget, I'm speaking, if you forget, you can look back here and it can remind you. Okay? So now we're going to talk a little bit more. Once we know what point of view the author is writing in, first person, second person, or third person, we can think more about why the author is even writing it in the first place. Okay? So wait, before you look at this, to remind yourself, I want you to think about the reasons why writers write anything. Why do writers write? There's 3 things that we've talked about in the past. So I want you to turn and talk with a partner and figure out, why do writers even write? Turn and talk.
Writers write to entertain.
Okay. Why do writers write?
So the readers, writers write to entertain their readers, like to inform, to make sure their readers understand what they're
Can you think about non-fiction? That's part of entertainment. No, what else? Yeah, keywords. Think about informative. There's one. What else? Can you do the last one? You already got that one. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on me.
Okay. Janaya, what's the first reason writers write? Turn and track Janaya.
Writers write to persuade and entertain.
Oh, that's 2 reasons. To persuade. What does persuade mean again?
Persuade means to think of pie.
You're tracking Janaya. What does persuade mean again? Ooh, it's up there. It's hard to read though. Can your partner help you out? Everybody sit on your bottoms. Everybody sit on your bottoms. Thank you. Okay, if you can't read it, if it's too high, just let us know. We'll have someone help you. Okay, we gotta speed this up, Janaya. Okay, come back and have a seat. Kashay, what does it mean to persuade?
What it means to persuade?
Persuade means?
Persuade means to make the reader think like the writer.
To make the reader think like the writer, or think a certain way. Okay? So do you agree, Janaya? Do you agree?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Oh, words.
Tell us, what does persuade mean?
Persuade means to make the reader think
You got it. To make the reader think like the author, think a certain way. Okay? So you also said another one. What was another kind? Isaiah. Everybody turn and track Isaiah. Another reason why writers write. I need everybody's eyes on Isaiah. Say that again. To inform. And what does inform mean? To teach the reader something, right? And what else? What's our last one? Talia. Everybody track Talia. To entertain. Okay, that's like our narrative piece. Okay? So, why do authors write? Oh, we just talked about it. Amazing. And we can remember it with PI, right?
Yes.
Persuade, inform, and entertain. Wowie.
That's awesome.
Okay? So, why is it important to know about the author's purpose and point of view?
So you can understand it.
So you can understand it. Exactly. So once we know, Anthony, how the author feels about the topic they're writing about, the better we can understand it. Okay? So that's the whole point. Everything is about understanding what we read. Okay, so we're going to get into it a little bit. Some questions that we can ask ourselves when we want to figure out the author's purpose or the author's point of view of how they feel about a topic is, how does the author feel about the topic that they're writing about? What do you think the author feels about what they're writing? Okay, and what does the author, let's see. Why did the author write the passage? Okay, why do you think the author even wrote about it? Maybe to inform us, or maybe to entertain us, but we also have to go a bit deeper. And what are they informing us about? Or why are they trying to entertain us? Do they think the topic is entertaining? Right? We think about why the author wrote it. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. And remember, we have to use all of the stuff on our when we're reading nonfiction, we have to read everything on the page. Not just the words here, but we have to read what's in the table, we have to read the captions, we have to look at the pictures, because they all help us to understand. Okay? Yes, Cache? Everybody try Cache.
Even if you know the highlighted word or bolded words, you still should read it to make sure you're right and to use the right definition.
I agree. Use everything on the page. Everybody track Anthony. What are those called? Context clues. Okay, so while we're reading, I want you guys to look back by Mrs. Jackson too. It helps us, might be hard to see from here, but it'll help us to remember the questions to ask ourselves when we're trying to figure out the author's purpose. Okay? You think, how does the author feel about this topic? How do you think the author feels by what you read? And why did the author even write this? Okay? Why was it to persuade us something? And if so, what is the author trying to persuade us to think? If it's to inform us, what is the author trying to teach us, right? Okay, so listen while I read, and I'm going to try to figure out the author's purpose, okay? Truth about spiders. Do you scream when you spot a spider? If so, oh, it should be up here. If so, you're not alone. Many people are afraid of these 8-legged creatures, but scientists say that very few spiders are dangerous. Okay, so now I know the author's telling us that, well, according to scientists, very few spiders are dangerous. So I'm thinking that the author thinks that spiders aren't dangerous because he's done the research, right? Or she. The truth is that most spiders are harmless, says Rod Crawford, a spider expert in Seattle, Washington. In fact, he and other experts say that spiders actually help people by gobbling up bugs. Huh. So the author is doing research about this, and he or she is telling us that spiders can actually do good by gobbling up bugs. Okay, so the author thinks that spiders are not harmful, but they may be helpful. So I wonder what the author is trying to get us to think about. Okay, and that might not be the only way they help us. Things that spiders make, like venom, poison made by an animal. Okay, poison might also come in handy for humans one day. Huh, weird. Bug hunters. Okay, it's going to be about spiders hunting bugs, I think. Okay. Spiders prey to hunt down and eat, prey on many insects. Some of those bugs, like beetles and locusts, chow down on crops that people grow for food. If spiders didn't eat those bugs, their numbers would grow out of control. Crops such as corn and wheat would be ruined. Humans probably wouldn't have enough to eat. Without spiders, people would have a tough time staying alive. Okay, so far, I know that the author is, so out of the 3 reasons authors write, what's the reason do you think that the author is writing this? Sterling. Everybody track Sterling.
For a non-fiction one, I think it's to help people in life, so we don't kill spiders.
Okay. Okay, so I think you're going a little further. What I meant, Aisha, is that do you think they're trying to persuade us, or entertain us, or inform us? What do you think? Could be from you today. Angelique. Everybody track Angelique.
I think they're trying to inform us because they're telling us details about why we should not be scared about space.
Okay. Everybody track Anthony. He wants to add on.
I want to add on what Anchor said because I think it's important because it's teaching us about science and not really dangerous.
Okay. Do you guys agree? Cache, do you want to add on?
I agree. It's informed and it's also kind of persuading us because he's saying that spiders aren't dangerous to people, and he's trying to make because he's saying that he's
Everybody's eyes should be on Cache.
he researched that they like teachers can also be nice.
Okay. So it's sort of informative and sort of persuasive. Talia, what would you like to add? Everybody's eyes should be on Talia.
Cache said I think it's persuading us because he's talking to us about how spiders are poisonous and something that can help us.
Yeah. So I agree. So this is one thing. This is new to us, right? Sometimes we think that writing can only be one thing at a time. Sometimes it can be more. It can be entertaining and persuasive and also teach us something. So as I'm reading this, when I think, how does the author feel about the topic? I'm thinking that the author likes spiders and doesn't want to see people be afraid of spiders or kill spiders, right? He wants to save spiders because he knows they're helpful. He's done the research. Or she. Sorry, I don't know who wrote this. Okay. So my idea of what the author's purpose in this, or the point of view of the author, is that the author likes spiders, and the author wants to save spiders and let people know about spiders so that people don't kill them, okay? So I asked myself, how does the author feel about the topic? The topic's spiders. The author likes spiders, okay? Why did the author write this? To let us know about spiders and that they're not harmful so we don't kill them, okay? So we're going to try a little tiny one together to try to figure out the author's purpose of this tiny little article. So I'm going to read it to you. I want you to think about it. Why did the author, everyone's eyes on me. Why did the author write this article? And what does the author feel about the topic? Okay? As you're thinking about those things, how do you know? What evidence shows you why you think the author feels that way? Okay? So listen as I read. Pumpkin dive. Carving pumpkins is a popular activity this time of year. People even do it under the sea. Each fall, scuba divers compete in an underwater pumpkin carving contest in Key Largo, Florida. It takes place 30 feet beneath the waves. The best design wins a prize, but making a jack-o'-lantern on the ocean floor isn't easy. Pumpkins float, and it's a little tricky to hold them still, says contest organizer Amanda Laria. So after reading that, how do you think the author feels about the topic? Why do you think the author even wrote this? Turn and talk with a partner, and then you're going to share out. Diego, you need to find a partner. So Tyler, sit here. Turn around. You guys have 4. Tyler, talk to Diego. Janaya, turn and talk to these guys. Okay?
I think the
So how do you think the author feels